On this episode of the Flash Traffic Podcast, we discuss the dangers of nuclear power plants in Ukraine, snipers, drones, armored vehicles, steroids, and more. Okay, let's go.
Conflict, politics, military-industrial complex, technology, war. The Flash Traffic Podcast.
Ain't nobody got time for that. That's what you should have said and snapped 3 times and then walked out.
Yep, I bounced.
Well, that's a bunch of horse shit. You know what else is a bunch of horse shit? Is the Russians about to cause a nuclear disaster that's going to give us all cancer. International Atomic Energy Agency?
Agency, I think, yeah.
A press release, if you will, this morning from the International Atomic Energy Agency director. And the title is, it's just a statement on the situation in Ukraine. The Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, which is the largest nuclear power plant in Europe, has been without external power for over 2 weeks. So they're running on internal diesel generators.
That's a problem.
That is a problem. Apparently, they believe it's because the Russians are trying to reconnect it from the previous outside connection to the Ukrainian grid, trying to reconnect it now to the Russian grid.
Right.
All the energy will be. But the power plant itself needs some kind of energy to conduct the pumps, to run the cooling water, to make sure it doesn't explode like Chernobyl. And there's multiple ways to do that. I believe the first way is the nuclear reactors itself can be put in something called island mode, where they power themselves with a nuclear reaction.
I believe that is rare, uncommon, and I know in the U.S. that's not how it works. They run on external power. They do not power themselves, although you would think they would.
And you don't want to do that. The other way is that they have a number of diesel generators that just powers the
there you go.
The power plant. And then the third way, I guess, is external power. So I don't know how that works. It's very non-intuitive, right?
No, you're connected to an existing electrical grid, and that grid powers you. That's how it normally works.
But you're giving power to the grid. That's what I don't understand. You're putting power into the grid, and then that power kind of circles back around when it's in a different form, like a cleaner form, maybe.
Well, you get electricity. You get electricity already, so you're hooked into an established grid. Like before your plant is even up and running, you're connected to the grid to get power from it. Then you generate power, and then you send that out back to the grid, where grid managers will shunt that to different locations, whatever. But that's why, generally, you are not powering yourself. You're feeding into the grid to then later get distributed, however they do it. The grid, like I said, is a grid, and it shunts around, hundreds, if not thousands of miles sometimes to reach their
unless you're in Texas, unless you have a shitty
ERCOT.
Texas energy grid, and then it just fails during the first frost of the season, because Texas is a bunch of dumbasses and they don't put it on the national grid. They want to be special. Texas wants to be special. Okay. Anyway, so apparently there's been shelling, artillery shelling near the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant for the last couple of weeks. So the Russians are just doing stupid Russian things. And the problem with this, of course, is that these things are nuclear bombs. They're basically nuclear bombs waiting to happen. We saw it in Chernobyl in 1986. We saw it in Fukushima Daiichi in 2011. Basically, let me show you this video. We'll just run it in the background, and I'll try to explain nuclear reactors as we run this video in the background. So basically, and again, I'm not an expert. Obviously, I'm not an expert in nuclear power. But what you got here is a fission reaction that is slowed or speed up by putting neutron absorbing control rods into the reaction. And then the entire reaction is cooled by water that, just like a regular coal engine, it cools the whole thing, but it also heats up the water. And that steam turns turbines, which produces energy, electricity. Now, if anything goes wrong, you have what happens in Chernobyl. The thing gets super hot and everything starts to melt, because apparently in Chernobyl, there was like a bunch of different things that happened. They couldn't get the cooling. The people were not experienced in whatever tests they were running. If you watch the HBO miniseries Chernobyl, which I think every human should, because every human has a vested interest in not getting nuclear radiation cancer from this. If you watch that video, those guys were not experienced in whatever tests they were running. And apparently the neutron absorbing control rods did not insert all the way into the reaction. I'll just stop that. Did not insert all the way into the reaction. And then bad things just start happening. It gets hotter and hotter. And the steam eventually gets so hot that the H2O, the water inside, separates from oxygen into hydrogen gas, starts forming, and then that hydrogen gas is highly flammable, and then you get an explosion like you got in Chernobyl and Fukushima, and then you just have massive amounts of radiation that are exposed into the atmosphere. And depending on the weather, who knows where that's going to go. For Chernobyl, the primary countries were Finland, obviously Ukraine, since Chernobyl was in Ukraine, Russia, and Belarus. But, depending on the time of year and where the primary winds are blowing, it could go anywhere. But a lot of that radiation found its way to everywhere in the Northern Hemisphere. It just kept circling around and around. So who knows how many Americans, thousands of miles away from Chernobyl, were affected by that got cancer, that got sick.
If I remember, with Russia, they denied it. They denied for a long period of time. No, there's no explosion. There's no accident.
Yeah.
Nothing has happened. But obviously, you can do air testing, etc. And they're like, "Yeah, you did," and we know what happened. Like, why are you denying this? They were embarrassed. Like, that's what dictatorial regimes do. They lie to themselves, the world, their own people, because it's embarrassing, because it shows how fucked up they are. So they try to sweep this under the rug, a nuclear meltdown. There's no hiding this.
Yeah. And they were slow. They were slow to alert the population in the town of Chernobyl. A bunch of people died. Yeah.
This is in northern Ukraine, right? On the border with Belarus?
It's about 65. No, not close on the. It's on the border, yeah, but it's not like right on the border. I think it's 60 miles north of Kyiv. Yeah. But that explosion in 1986 that sent, killed a bunch of people. It was very bad for, Mikhail Gorbachev had that started to release his policy of glasnost, which is a transparency in government. And just about that time, Chernobyl kicked off, and people are like, no, you're full of shit. You're basically full of shit. You're just doing Soviet stuff. And that's partially why people believe that the Soviet Union collapsed, was a disbelief in Gorbachev's policies of glasnost. And
what does Chernobyl mean? Black something?
Ooh, I don't know.
Okay.
It used to be called the Vladimir Lenin nuclear power plant until Chernobyl happened, and they changed it.
Oh, that gives me a lot of confidence in it. So when Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, they occupied Chernobyl as part of their northern invasion route in their attempts to take Kyiv. And I don't know a lot of details about it, but I know they had their soldiers dig into the forest around Chernobyl.
The red forest. Yeah.
Right. That's irradiated. And there's, many reports of radiation sickness. from these Russian soldiers. And I'm like, really? Like, I'm not a smart dude, bro, at all. I know the word Chernobyl. I'm pretty sure you guys would know that better than me, and you would know in your own geography. And that is an area you would not want to go in or dig in anything. In fact, I would probably just stay out of it altogether. That's just me. I'm conservative like that.
So chorny means black, which is the same in Ukrainian as it is in Russian, and Chernobyl apparently means black grass. So not directly
Okay.
affiliated with the red forest. So apparently the forest around Chernobyl turned like a purplish, like the leaves from the radiation, and that's why they call it the red forest. Uh, yeah, but then the Russians, when they invaded in 2022, they rolled right through there, kicking up all that dirt. There's tons of radiation still in the dirt. They're just kicking it up with their
And they dug
BMPs and their armored vehicles.
trenches.
Yeah, and foxholes.
Their
How many of
soldiers
those
dug
guys?
in there.
Yeah,
I'm like,
how many of those guys?
I'm not a smart dude. I wouldn't do that.
Those guys should be getting cancer just about now. All those guys that invaded, and good for them.
And
They
then that
probably
just
deserve it.
highlighted like the absolute stupidity of the Russian military and the Russian commanders. Hey, we got to defend this place. Okay, start digging in, bro. Hey, sir, I don't feel too good right now. Shut up and keep digging. Okay.
Yeah,
And then, like 6 months later, an entire battalion's wiped out from radiation sickness. Um,
yeah,
Again,
it's
I'm
just
not a smart
ridiculous.
dude. Like that's like, hey, bro, we're gonna dig in and fortify 3 Mile Island. Okay, I might want to look into this a little bit and make sure I know what I'm doing. Going out on a limb. I'm crazy like that.
Yeah, this just reminds me of uh, the quote that's attributed to Leon Trotsky that you may not be interested in war, but war is interested in you. And you may not be interested in the Ukraine war. I get that a lot. People always ask me, well, why should we care about a war that's in Eastern Europe, former Soviet satellite? Uh, yeah, I got it. Uh, if you put everything aside, the 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 liberal world order that we've done fairly well under, stability, a democratic country being invaded by an autocratic country. If you put all that stuff aside, I'd say the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant having a meltdown and giving everybody cancer in the northern hemisphere might be a reason why you might care about this. Uh, yeah.
So the Russians are
So
going to try to connect this to their grid. If I'm Ukraine and I'm smart, I'm going to bomb their connections. I'm not going to bomb the power plant ever, but I'm going to stop
yeah.
Russia from getting juice out of it.
Well, at this point, I wouldn't do anything. It's so precarious. Like I said, nuclear power plants are just nuclear bombs waiting to happen. It's so you're walking on eggshells all the time. And if anything goes wrong, if you have a 50-foot tsunami off the coast of Japan, if you have an inexperienced crew, if you have, I don't know what happened at 3 Mile Island, but, it was probably something similar. Then you have something very, very, very bad happen. And you can't mess around with this. And if I was Ukraine, I would just be like, whatever you need, because I think there were like 5,000. I
Nah,
think there
dude.
were like 5,000. Well, you can't mess around with
Yeah,
nuclear
I'm
power.
not.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. So what you can
You
do
can't
is
act tough.
you
No.
can bomb their connections to it. You bomb their
Okay.
substations. You ain't getting juice from our power plant to power Donbass. That's never happening.
I would deal with it some other way.
How are you going to deal with it?
Well, it's kind of a
Negotiations?
fait accompli. It's kind of a fait accompli. That's like saying, oh, you took Crimea in 2014. We're not going to let you have Crimea. We're going to invade. We're going to have an amphibious assault against Crimea, and then all the Ukrainians die because it's almost impossible for them to do it. It's the same thing. oh, we don't want you to take the energy from Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. Well, it's a fait accompli. They have the power plant. You can't fuck around with nuclear power plants
I don't
because they
know if
will
you
melt
know this.
down.
I don't know if you know this,
Yeah.
but like power
Yes.
lines connect to the plant.
Yeah.
You bomb the power lines before they reach the plant.
That is a
That's
total reduction, a complete reduction of the situation in the simplest terms. Thank God you do not work for the International Atomic Energy Agency. You can't mess around with it. Just let it
there
go.
you go. There you go, kids. A Russian nut hugger. Push in the Kremlin line. Oh wow, that's great.
A nuclear meltdown.
Oh, look at that. We got a Russian sock puppet here with us today. That's cool.
The Russians are stupid enough, and they're messing with the power plant. I don't want to give them any more difficult situations to have to deal with. I don't want to have
yeah, you don't want to give the Russians more of a difficult situation. Yeah, I got it.
No, I don't. Not in this scenario. Not with the nuclear power plant. They're probably barely keeping alive now. I think there were 5,000 employees, Ukrainian employees, before the war at that power plant. I could be wrong.
Okay, so you want to continue to give clean energy to the Russians because you don't have the wherewithal to bomb the substation 10 miles east of it. Okay.
I want to avoid a nuclear accident at all costs. That's
got nothing to do with it.
First principle. No, it does. The first principle here is avoid it. How does it have nothing to do with it? The first principle in this whole scenario is let's avoid a nuclear meltdown.
It's got nothing to do with it.
I think we can all agree that nobody wants a nuclear meltdown.
No, but right? I think we can all agree no one wants the Kremlin to get free energy off of Ukraine.
And we'll have a nuclear meltdown if that's what it takes.
Literally don't know what you're talking about.
You'd be okay with Ukrainians just bombing the nuclear power plant to prevent the Russians from getting
because you're a Kremlin apologist, because you're a Kremlin sock puppet. I never said that. I said the connections so that they can't export energy back to themselves. You're the one who takes your family to Chernobyl in the summer for vacation. Kids, look at the pretty flowers in the woods. I can't believe how big they are. Why do they have 8 stems? Let's go pick them.
I think that's you because you don't care about nuclear meltdowns. Apparently, 25% of humans will die from cancer.
That sounds about right.
38% of Americans will be diagnosed with cancer sometime in their life.
That sounds right.
That's a lot of people. You're going to get cancer. Like 38%.
Yeah.
That's almost 50-50. That's enough to make you.
Yeah, you're going to get on the top of your head. You have no protection from the sun. You are probably cavalier with the sun. Yeah, that's going to happen.
Wear a hat. It's very simple. Wear a hat.
Look at this. Wearing a hat makes you get bald, though.
Oh, well, it contributes to it, I guess.
That's an urban myth. No, it doesn't.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. I have no hair in the game. Look at this. If you really want to get pissed off.
Oh, geez.
Apparently, Russia launched 20 Shahed drones at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, destroying the substation that powers the nuclear power plant. So I guess they still have, here's the drones blowing up the substation that powers the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Apparently,
accurate.
they still provide power to the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, even though it has that giant concrete sarcophagus over it to protect the radiation from getting out. So maybe they still power some kind of cooling mechanism, or I don't know. But this can't be a good thing.
So a couple things here. This shows you the lack of Ukrainian air defense. This shows them obviously why they need more. They can't protect everything. If this was important enough, you figure you would have some kind of defense. Especially if these are Shaheds, you can get to them. You can shoot them down. They're fairly easy, but you got to do it. But they don't have the resources to defend everything everywhere. If this was that important, they should have been defending it. But then you can't tell me, Tony Lavrov, that then Ukraine can't bomb the substation where nuclear-powered energy exits and then goes back towards Russia. Don't tell me you can't bomb that. Yeah, you can, and you should.
Okay. Sure.
Hey, I'm
Anyways,
not an astronaut like you, but I'm pretty sure this just shows you can do it.
This is not a safe act. Clearly not a safe act. It's similar to they actually flew a Shahed into the sarcophagus of Chernobyl. Remember that about 4 months ago? Maybe more recent than that. Maybe a couple months ago.
That's foolish.
Yeah, that's dumb. Why would they do that? Was it an accident?
No, it isn't.
No, it's a big giant
target.
Dome.
Yeah, big giant dome out of like a couple million square kilometers. Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, you want to avoid.
They want to create a
costs.
nuclear accident and disaster for the Ukrainians to deal with. The Russians don't care about anything other than destroying everything they can to win.
I don't know if they're. I don't. This might be the final red line for the Russian people if there was a nuclear accident again, like Chernobyl, and then a radioactive cloud.
Who cares?
Blows over St. Petersburg.
Who cares?
Well, they should care.
Who cares? 1.4 million Russians are dead and wounded, missing legs and arms and TBI. You think anyone cares if a couple thousand snowflakes in St. Petersburg get some sort of radiation problem 10 years from now? Nobody cares. Putin doesn't care even a little bit.
Well, you should care, and I think Americans should care. And watching this ridiculous bullshit taking place, the Russians' buffoonery around nuclear power plants is probably the most dangerous thing that's going on in this war. For
Russia
everybody.
Doesn't care. They don't care. Okay, well, that's good. Okay. I'm glad that you care, and I recognize it.
Thanks. Oh, good.
I appreciate it.
Let's go to this video. So let's get off the nuclear power plant. It's terrible. It's going to kill us all.
And obviously we know quite a lot about it.
Oh yes, we are very well versed.
I'm a history major, so I know a lot about it.
Well, there you go. Let's go look at this helicopter. They got the Ukrainians downed another helicopter. Apparently, this was an Mi-8, and it was carrying 8 Russians.
So helicopter could be 7, 8, 9, 10 million, depends on the model. When was it built? Is it electronic warfare package? Obviously not if it's carrying troops. But a couple mil. We'll take it. Although the Mi-8 is, I think, the most produced military helicopter in the world. They have a lot of them.
Let's see. Let's just watch the video.
How'd they get hit?
Don't know. Drone.
Is that thing just flying on fire?
Yeah. Yeah.
Calm down, bro.
Yeah. Boom.
Ooh.
Oh, and then it hits the ground.
That one good. That one good.
I mean, look at just
what is suko? Suko.
Suka means bitch, and roughly translated suka blood.
Dude, the shit's on
blood
fire.
Means fuck. Yeah. And suka blood is just what they say. It says bitch fucking or bitch fuck. Suka blood. Yeah. Anyways, wow.
How do you know there was 8 guys on board?
That's what the story said.
Okay.
There was a news report that said it had 8 Russians on board.
Any idea where it was at?
No idea.
Near the Flot. These guys getting cocky.
Ukraine. Nope, just came out last night.
That was a Russian Mi-8.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple mil down the toilet. Everyone on board is gone. Maybe they got a little cocky. Flying in broad daylight. Not sure what sense that makes. I wonder if a Stinger got them or...
Yeah, it doesn't say.
Another drone that got lucky going behind the Flot.
my guess, I mean, the Occam's razor answer is probably got hit by a Stinger type missile.
Guys get cocky, too close to the front. We're flying low. They won't see us.
Yeah, it happens. But the helicopter, dangerous. I heard a story today about, guys shooting at Hinds. The Hind is armored helicopter, and they're like, you can shoot a helicopter like a Hind with small arms, but you better be prepared for that thing to turn around and shoot a bunch of missiles and machine guns at, it's bad news. But not if it's a missile. Not if you got a missile. That's going to take you out. It's going to hurt. Let's look at this guy.
7-8 mil down the toilet right there. See you later.
Yeah. And then let's look at this video. I like this video because it's just the Ukrainians shooting down Russian cruise missiles with man pads.
Probably worth the exchange, depending on the missile.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, no techno, just AC/DC.
Yeah,
now.
no, oh God, not AC/DC.
That's nice. Yeah. So it's just a series of shooting down cruise missiles, which, doesn't seem, they're subsonic, right? So they're going slower than 700 miles an hour. They're pretty low, but I think the idea that these guys are prepared for the cruise missiles, I think that talks to the air defense picture in Ukraine and how distributed it is, that these crews can, have pre-alert to the fact that cruise missiles are coming into their sector and the vector that those cruise missiles are currently on. And so they can be prepared to hit them.
Man, that thing takes off pretty quick.
Yeah, that thing rolls out. There's a cruise missile overhead.
Well, bro,
and this guy's like, don't, I don't know.
Did he just launch?
Yeah, there you go. He gets it.
Okay.
Blood!
Suko!
Blood! Yeah. Cruise missiles, they're not slow, but holy shit. You got to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, those man pads are pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah. Here's a video I wanted to show of, man, I can only think that these guys are on a M113. I don't know why I think that. It doesn't say it. I don't have any evidence to that. I just get a feeling that that's what they're doing. But look at it. Watch this video. You tell me what you think.
This is a Ukrainian gun turret. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a Ukrainian armored vehicle driving through the fields, shooting randomly at shit you can't see, wasting ammunition.
Open sights,
no chance of hitting anything. Just trying to suppress something, maybe until you can get to safety. You're driving through the middle of a field, so if a landmine doesn't hit you,
and broad daylight.
Propelled,
you're driving an open field in daylight.
Yeah. So these are the Ukrainians shooting.
No tracers.
Cowboy style. No, nothing. Just, hey, here I am. Just
open
listen
sights.
to my,
some explosion in the background in the tree line.
Yep. Just driving around like idiots in the Ukrainian outback. And sure enough, boom, anti-tank guided missile, RPG-7, FPV drone. Who knows? It could be anything. Just took them out. And then it's pure chaos. At that point, it's pure chaos.
Get out.
You've got the running, the screaming. I'm on fire. The guy next to me is dead. Maybe you shouldn't be driving through an open field in Ukraine, shooting your gun at nothing, doing really nothing. And I mean, there's no operation there. Could you tell what kind of vehicle that was? It looked like it was tracked. It wasn't a Bradley, obviously. I think it was an M113. That's the closest thing I could guess.
50 cal mounted on the roof. This goes back to my opinion. Because of ubiquitous drone warfare, you need ubiquitous drone defense. You need small counter drone systems, if in fact that was a drone, on every single vehicle. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people don't grasp the enormity of this. Where, well, I'll just form an air bubble, and we'll just have one counter drone system per 10. No, dude, no, you don't. Every single vehicle needs some sort of effective drone defense. If that was a drone. Um,
Yeah. It could have
hey,
been. It could have been.
kids,
Yeah.
don't drive in an open field in broad daylight and think you're good.
What's the plan here? What was it? We're gonna go out there and suppress that tree line. Okay.
Why waste your time?
How long are you gonna do that? What are you even shooting at? Do you have a plan? Do you have like an objective here, or has somebody told you to go work, and you're just putting in the work? You're just
Yeah, probably.
okay.
I mean, we
Yeah,
get on
I'm
the
sure
Russians.
that's what happened.
We get on the Russians all the time about this incredibly stupid decision making. Tactically, that's the dumbest thing I've seen.
Yeah, I mean it happens on both sides. That's why
Yep,
I say
happens on both sides.
you got a big terrible Soviet army versus a terrible small Soviet army, and both sides have drones, so nobody can move now.
And Western systems aren't any less vulnerable. Like you think there's some like magic sauce or something where like ATGMs bounce off of your vehicles? No, they don't.
No,
Or Ukraine suffers high vehicle losses. They have no better defense than the Russians do to drones or ATGMs. More stuff is designed to defeat ATGMs than not. But even then, I wouldn't bet the family farm on them working.
no. Here's a video of drones. This is a fairly new technique. We've talked about this,
On the
where
ground.
the drone sits on things and it waits to ambush vehicles. They sit at intersections. They sit on top of buildings that can see routes, and then they just power up and they hit the
And
vehicle.
they're saving
This is
energy.
exactly what they do. Yeah,
They got the battery.
yeah.
They're saving energy.
They can
just
be out
chilling.
there longer. Yeah,
Hours.
exactly. They can just sit there, power up when they see something, and then just get in front of this. Boom.
So who's that driving? Those Russians?
I hope so.
Trying to see their uniforms.
Let's see. What are they driving? It looks like
no windows.
It looks like a golf cart. Maybe it's a golf cart.
Is that the Chinese
Desert Cross 1000?
Yeah. But that's
this
a new ambush
is Russian.
technique.
This says Russian drone ambush.
Okay, maybe it is.
So maybe it was the Russians.
Both sides
the
do
Ukrainians.
Both sides.
I mean, it's a common
tactics.
It's a common technique. Yeah,
they copy it.
It's a common
they learn
technique
it.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not much. What are you going to do against that? Seriously.
I'll go back. You need a drone system per vehicle. And you know what? Those dudes, you had a couple seconds. That was it.
Yeah.
You have no drone. You have no drone defense. You're just.
I don't
you're
think
just
you can
rolling the
defend
dice.
against that. Did you see how? I mean, that thing just popped up off the ground and he's right in your face. It's basically like a bouncing.
Right.
It's like a very smart bouncing Betty landmine. It just
something would have to have detect that in seconds and pointed a quick firing weapon at it in 1 second and open fire.
Yeah, you're gonna blast stuff in front of you because something moves.
Or what you do a drone recon. Like that truck should have
had a drone flying in front.
You should have flown that route before you physically drove it.
That would be prudent, although, I mean, drones can fly at any time and just land there. I mean, you could clear a route.
True, but that's sitting there for an hour, dude. 5 minutes before you go out, you clear your route.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck drones are for, to give you surveillance, reconnaissance that you can't do by your own eyes. And that's why we see other drones dropping nets on drones sitting on the ground just like that are laying in ambush. But hey, you don't want to do it? Well, guess what? You're both dead or horribly injured because you didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's prudent. You got to do what you can do to prevent loss of life and loss of your Desert Cross, whatever, Ukrainian.
Both sides
remember a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the tiny little rocket drones that intercept Shaheds.
Yeah, right.
And the Ukrainians come out with them, the Stingers. And I can't remember the price of those, But
I think it's
Anduril,
3K a pop.
look at this. Let's look at this. Let me.
I've seen this.
You seen this video with Anduril's interceptor?
Wonder how much it costs.
It's
That's
called
the question.
it's called the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
This is called the Roadrunner. It comes with a nifty little box, and then it flies out, and then it finds the Shahed, and boom, it's gone. So it looks like it's a hit to kill too, which is probably okay because the Shaheds are going pretty slow. But then if you don't find a target, it comes back down to earth and lands, and you can reuse it again. And look at that cool box it comes with that opens on its
Someone
own.
said, so I'm just using AI here. Anduril Roadrunner costs in the quotes low hundreds of thousands.
Yes.
Expecting the cost per unit to drop.
Yes.
As production scales
drop to
up.
Just 100,000. So you can kill a $20,000 drone with your $100,000 Gucci Roadrunner drone. First of all, do you need a box that opens itself? Can I just have a warhead in a tiny box and then screw it on?
That is the stupidest thing I saw. I'm like, you just drove the costs up, dude.
Does this drone need to land if it doesn't hit a target? Can it just go inert and just fall out of the sky? I mean, not at $100,000. You have to return, right? Does a Stinger return? Does a Javelin return? No, you shoot, you miss, too bad. You shoot this thing, you miss it, too bad. You don't need it to return. That's probably $50,000 right there on a price tag. Because it has a cool box and it returns.
You're gold plating this to drive the cost up that you don't need to do. And that's why the U.S. can't produce anything reasonably priced. I'm reading here that Anduril landed a 10-year, $1 billion contract with SOCOM for counter drone hardware and software.
To make the most Gucci interceptor.
Like,
the most Gucci interceptor you can
low hundreds of thousands. So what are you going to hit a Garin fake interceptor drone that's worth 10K? No, I'm using the wrong term, but the dummy drones that they fly in for 10K a pop. You're going to use something worth 30 times the cost of that?
Of course you are, because it's the U.S. military.
More gold-plated nonsense.
Money. Just burning money. We're just burning. We're just throwing it away.
As soon as I saw the box, I'm like, yeah, you just jacked the price up on this thing. Like you need that. If you can't take it out of a backpack or you don't have it like in a plastic tube, you don't need this.
You don't need it at all. You can just, the Ukrainians are doing it for $4,000 or $5,000.
Yes.
You're getting destroyed. And so $1 billion contract to make stuff that, like, wouldn't even want it. Would you want to carry that fucking box?
No.
Around? Why would you not just want to carry a tiny thing in a little backpack?
So it's not mobile. So this means you're putting it on a vehicle, a building, or a ship. This is not man portable.
This is not learning from the drone war in Ukraine.
Correct.
This is taking advantage of the drone war in Ukraine. This is saying, look, there's a drone war. We have to do something with drones. I've got an idea. Let's make the most expensive piece of shit that probably doesn't even work. And as you saw, it was like hit to kill too. Like, I'm always suspicious of that. Why isn't it proximity kill? Like, with all that technology and hundreds of thousands of dollars, why is that thing hit to kill? Why can't it just be proximity kill? Like, any explosion anywhere near a Shahed is going to take it right out. It's going to go right to the ground.
Add another 100K to the price.
It's fucking stupid.
You want proximity? Add another 100K.
It's all.
This is why you can't make anything.
It should be cheaper though. Like proximity, it should be harder to hit to kill than it is proximity explosion, because you just got to get close. It's like horseshoes and hand grenades. You don't have to hit that thing right on the nose.
More sense, yeah.
And besides,
you need more technology, more sensors. Besides,
that video we just saw is complete horseshit. Like, they set that up. Here's the vector of the drone. It's coming at this. Okay, launch now. A little higher. Let me move the enemy drone a little higher so you hit it right in the. Oh, we missed. Let's do this 3 or 4 times until we get a video of it hitting it right on the nose, because it's all a setup. It's all a scam.
Guaranteed, this thing costs
Gigantic
100
scam.
times more than what Ukraine makes it for. It's at least 100 times more.
This is not learning from the drone war. Let's look at this, because we got to talk about snipers. Whenever I see something sniper,
okay.
I want to talk about sniper stuff. Okay, look at this. This is just a video of sniping, and we talked about this video.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I messed it up. Hold on, let me see. Okay, let me do this one more time. Okay, this is just a video of a Ukrainian sniper with thermal sights sniping Russians walking in a field, and that's it. Boom. And we talked about this. The shot to bang distance is so quick. Watch, like, and then he starts running. Like, how close do you think this sniper is?
Close.
Because as soon as he pulls the trigger, the guy falls. He's got to be super close. My guess was 300 yards. What did you say?
No, I think less than 300.
What do you think it is?
I'm saying 200.
200 yards.
Do we see barbed wire there?
That looks like barbed wire. Yeah, it looks like concertina wire. Yeah.
So these are.
Let's run it.
I don't know where this was, how long ago the video was, where it is, but this looks like the Russians' 1- and 2-man infiltration groups. They got to move forward. They're on the forward trace. They're probably close. They may be closer than 200 yards. The thermal scopes aren't that good. They go out to like maybe 300 yards. Oh, there goes that guy. And also the thermal scopes, most of them, the modern ones, allow you to video what you're doing. This guy, man, he jerked a trigger on that or something.
Just missed twice. Gets him on that last one, though.
So you can tell he's got a semi-automatic rifle. It's not bolt action. Okay, yeah, well, 2 dudes. I wonder if he's using a suppressor or not. I don't know. I didn't see much of a muzzle blast. If any muzzle blast, maybe he's got a suppressor on.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at this video, you can see out, like, look a couple 100 yards behind where his crosshairs are. So you can still see stuff out there. You could take a shot,
what's it look like? I wonder, put it out 100 yards further. What's it look like?
Yeah, it's probably, obviously, the resolution's going to get crappy.
Yeah, these guys aren't looking that obvious. It seems like the heat is coming off their face and that guy's hands.
They're kind of blended, right? Like this must be a shitty thermal scope. Like,
well, you're putting these thermal scopes, they're very small and light. Got to go on top of your rifle. It's hard to get good quality in such a small form factor.
That thermal scope probably cost $2,000 or less, I imagine. But I thought what I thought was interesting.
Advertised for $800.
Oh,
you can buy them dime a dozen on Amazon.
From China.
Anybody. China dominates.
Well, what I thought was interesting about that video is that they were so close. Like,
they're close.
They were
you see
so
that concertina
close.
wire. So if they're probing an enemy position, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, just single strand concertina. I'm sure that's going to be really effective. But who knows? The Russians, maybe they're smoking, drinking, can't jump over a foot tall thing. Whatever. Let's end it on this guy. This video has been passed around the idiot verse for a while now. But I wanted to just comment on this fucking guy, these guys. So I showed you this video. This guy doing some combat training. Okay, first of all, get off the steroids, because we all know you're taking steroids. And then this guy, because the best way to fire your shoulder fire man pad is sprinting full speed. This he's really dangerous. What do you think about this? Like, what can you
Simulating a
say?
grenade launcher.
Yeah. Like, that's how I carry somebody out of combat. Full sprint. Okay. I guess if you,
So he's got
oh,
135 pounds in each hand.
he's putting it, wait, back, let's back it up. He's putting his magazine in his sideways. Oh, he's trying to shoot the enemy while sprinting full speed with his 25-pound rifle. Okay. Oh, that'll be useful. That's useful combat.
So he
skills.
had to have been a high school or college gymnast.
At least this guy doesn't seem like he's on roids. Like the first guy was on roids for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, this dude. This
level of performance is impressive.
It is. You got to give him for the physicality of it. The tactical use of that physicality. Probably not going to be sprinting full speed. Well, doing anything.
This is what Hegseth wants. More of that. Maybe Hegseth will allow steroid use in the military. Get you stronger, get you fit. You don't need to understand counterinsurgency. You don't need to understand, national strategic priorities.
It's
just lift weights and you'll be okay. Don't be fat and lift weights.
It's all a balance. It's an optimization equation. You want to optimize, and the objective function is victory. And, all those variables matter. You've got to be physically fit. You have to have endurance. You got to be smart. You have to have a plan.
How fit was the Taliban?
They had some fit cells, right?
Percentage?
I mean, they had some guys.
What percentage of the Taliban were fit by our standards?
0.05%, maybe.
How many of the Taliban shaved?
0.
Huh. Shit. How'd the Taliban win? According to Hegseth, that should have been impossible. You can't have beards and win a war.
But we can't fight like the Taliban. We can't. Okay, we're going to fight like the Taliban because the Taliban won against the United States. So let's move our entire population to the next country that we're going to invade. Let's move all the Americans to Venezuela, and we'll just live and conduct an insurgency in Venezuela. Unfortunately, you can't.
You think Hegseth wouldn't try that? You're trying to tell me Hegseth wouldn't try that?
To export an insurgency for victory?
You're telling me Hegseth wouldn't try that?
I don't know. It sounds like a good idea.
But clearly you can't have beard. You can't have beards and be effective. Yeah, that's true. Beards means you can't fight 100%.
Some things are very much less relevant. Having facial hair, the thing that I always heard, and you heard this too, is the reason we have to be clean shaven, even in the field when it's dirty, is pro mask. Gas masks fit better when you have smooth skin.
1918 called. They want your military doctrine back.
Well, there is some tactical use of gas and by association gas masks.
Can't name one that the U.S. is involved in.
Well, I'm saying in Ukraine, if we're going back to trench warfare, the gas is very relevant to trench warfare. You get the gas in the trenches.
Doesn't work worth a shit. You got to have perfect climatic conditions.
Yeah.
The wind's got to be great. I mean, this was tried en masse in World War I. I mean, it's horrible when it happens to you.
But they're doing it in Ukraine. You've got somebody in a bunker in a trench. You don't want to jump in there and get shot or blown up. The Russians are throwing gas,
tear gas, HC smoke.
That's basically what they're doing. Tear gas.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think you could withstand in a bunker? How long do you think you could stay in a bunker with tear gas?
3 to 4 seconds.
Yeah, without a pro mask.
3 to 4 seconds. Okay, 1 to 2 seconds.
You're going to come out. You're coming out of that hole one way or the other.
I wonder how much would it work? Like the painter's mask that you get at like Home Depot.
Yeah.
They got it's like a mini gas mask. I wonder if how well that would work. That in like goggles. I wonder if you could make your own improvised stuff cheap where it's enough for, and this isn't hard. You could just test it. Buy the shit
Don't
at Home Depot.
protesters? Don't we have videos of protesters wearing that kind of homemade crap
Well, you buy it at Best Buy.
against CS gas?
It's a painter's mask. So I don't know how
Home Depot, you mean? Best Buy?
Home
No,
Depot,
Home
my
Depot.
bad. Well, maybe Best Buy sells them too. Home Depot, yeah, they're painter's masks because of the fumes and stuff.
Yeah.
I bet you it would work good enough.
Probably good enough. I mean, how long do you have to, like you said, it dissipates pretty fast. So maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes, depending
If you're
on.
in a bunker, you're gonna have to get out of it.
Yeah. It's
And
a problem.
I don't know how well it would do with HC smoke. Like just standard smoke grenade will kill you in an enclosed space. The breathing in that smoke, it will kill you.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Just like any other smoke. Like a house fire smoke is going to kill you eventually.
Sure.
Huh. Interesting. But yeah, there might be a place for shaving because there might be a place for pro masks in trench warfare.
And the Taliban never should have won. Dudes had beards.
That's true. You can't win a war if you have beards.
Ate like shit.
Yep. And didn't wash their hands.
Rarely.
Crazy.
Hegseth is
Life's
onto
not
something.
fair.
He's
onto something.
He is a
good chat. Good chat. The rest of the week, Eric will be gone doing Eric things. So I have an interview with a special guest on Wednesday. And then Friday will be War We Friday, probably also with a special guest for War We Friday. But no Eric for the rest of the week.
Thankfully to the listenership.
Fair winds and
traffickers.
What do they say? Fair winds and whatever. Full sails.
One in the Navy. Don't know. Yeah.
Well, I don't remember what they say. Anyways, okay, good chat. Talk to you
subscribe
next week.
Forward to your grandparents. Thank you.
Like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. Okay, bye-bye.
The Flash Traffic Podcast.